everyone, we're back and we're here with Chris, who gave the first talk today from the Community Responsibility Set. So we're going to be asking some similar questions now. And I think the first thing a lot of people were wondering was, is there anything else that you maybe didn't get a chance to say when you were on stage that you'd like to add about your speech and your topic?
Yeah, absolutely. So one topic that I discussed with the committee when we were formulating what I would speak about that I just didn't have time to get into, but I do think is important to point out, is when we talk about this idea of one community, I think it fits in with the other topics that were in this section, where we talk about the relationship between the long-term residential population and the student population, which is largely transient. Most people don't stick around like I did. I think that certainly there's an opportunity to admonish both sides of that equation for their bad behavior at times. Um, Students, I think, and it's always one segment of the student population, which is not the majority, but it's what gets a lot of the attention. Sometimes their behavior is quite frankly abhorrent. And the entire student population needs to be reminded that this is a place where families live and they have kids and property they care about. So try not to empty your bodily fluids onto it. At the same time, I think the long-term residential population needs to keep in mind that the awesome quality of life and incredibly high standard of living that we have here is facilitated directly by the university, which doesn't exist without the student population. And so when we say, disgusting, dehumanizing things about them in public meetings and we're elected officials, that's embarrassing and we can do better. Everybody needs that slap on the wrist. But getting wrapped across the knuckles with a ruler is necessary sometimes, but it's not what instigates change. It may correct behavior, it doesn't alter hearts and minds. And so we're in the midst of a transitional period for State College right now. Between having just come through the scandal, we're electing a new mayor this year, and the world and the economy is changing around us. And so I think we can harness this moment to think about how can we talk about that one community aspect in higher than you versus me terms, more aspirational and affirmational ways of thinking about how we can all get together and be stronger together than when we segregate ourselves.
So if you remember also from his first speech about Nittany Valley Society, what exactly inspired you to give this specific talk today?
Well, I had been in conversation about the committee, and they approached me specifically because they knew about the work that NVS does. And so it was really about finding what would be the right message to fit the overall content of the section. So I sat down with the committee, and they just basically said, tell us about yourself. Tell us your life story and tell us how you got into Nittany Valley Society. And so we spent about probably 30, 40 minutes dialoguing about some of the things I talked about, how I got here, how I got into it, and why I think our mission's important and different. And so over the course of having that conversation, which was just informal and iterative, I realized that what was most compelling and interesting to them would probably make the best subject for my talk.
Thank you so much, Chris, for taking the time to talk with us. And if you're watching from home, stay tuned. We're having a discussion break right now, but we'll be back with the second set very soon, which is going to be on sustainability. So there'll be a lot of exciting new speakers for that as well. And if you'd like to comment any thoughts or questions, there's also a live chat beneath the live stream as well, so you can add your thoughts there too.